Good evening, everybody. I'll be honest with you, right? Usually, when it comes to cup draws, we're usually a little bit ahead of ourselves. We're like, right, we can sort it out. When's the cup draw going to happen? If we make it through, let's get the thumbnail ready, all that stuff. We at Hammers Chat hadn't even had the faintest conversation about this idea of this draw being relevant to us in any shape or form. We hadn't even begun to think about it. And so the last, literally finished the watch along, I've been scurrying away, getting everything ready, making the thumbnail, doing the review, all that stuff. So apologies for being ever so slightly later than planned, but we are through to the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup. Yes, I am as shocked as you are. West Ham have actually done it after a lovely, very exciting, very enjoyable 3-1 victory against Arsenal. We go through to the quarterfinals. It's a big thing. Let's run through some of the relevant info. We have scrolling across the bottom of the screen all of the clubs who have made it through to the quarterfinals and their relevant ball number, of course, when the draw actually commences on all of our screens. But the clubs who have made it through are West Ham, Middlesbrough, Port Vale, Liverpool, Chelsea, Everton, Fulham, and Newcastle, who have just swept aside Manchester United at Old Trafford. West Ham, as you can see, are ball number 8. That's the one we're all going to be keeping our eye out for. Ball number 8, and which one? Hopefully coming up first. Hopefully against Port Vale. That'd be nice, really. The ties are being scheduled to play on the week commencing the 18th of December, which means the running will look as such. Freiburg at home on the 14th. Then on the 17th, we'll have Wolves at home. Then we'll have the EFL quarterfinal, EFL Cup quarterfinal. Then the 23rd of December, Manchester United at home. And then the 28th of December, Arsenal away. So already jam-packed December, getting even busier. We might see some of these dates be moved around. Potentially, I could imagine. Maybe Wolves get moved a little bit, maybe Manchester United get moved a little bit, depending on what day it gets drawn and all that sort of stuff, although probably not by that much, by a day at most. And a difficult December, a difficult run in. Wolves, who have the capability of being decent when they want to be, an EFL Cup quarterfinal, Manchester United at home, Arsenal away. Not exactly easy games by any stretch of the imagination. And in an already very, very busy, jam-packed... did he just say the quarterfinal draw is going to be in half an hour? Did he just... bro, has every website... Did he just say half an hour? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be here for a while, I guess. We're going to be here for a while. But there we go. That's how long it's going to be anyway. So we got all of these things going on. We've got all these things going on, so it's going to be a very jam-packed December. So subscribe if you haven't already, because we'll be here the entire time doing all this madness, being involved in all of these somehow. But those are the numbers running across the bottom of the screen. We'll get onto that. I did just hear, and yeah, I'm seeing... every single thing is being like 10:15 is probably going to be. It's probably going to be like 10:15. All the websites are saying 10:15. Like I asked the live chat during the watch along, they're like 10:15, 10:15, 10:15. You know, and then I checked all the websites 10:15, 10:15, 10:15. No, apparently we have to speak about this for. Okay, well we're here now. We're here now. I had to read the thumbnail with Declan Rice. Maybe that's what it is. Takes a while, to be fair. It takes a while. But yeah, listen, it was a beautiful game in the end. It was a beautiful game, and we're through. Let's start by asking this, right? So if we're gonna be here for a while, we might as well make the most of it, right? If we're gonna be here for a while, which is very annoying because I haven't had dinner, and actually I was planning on having dinner. So the fact it's been moved back by Sky Sports is genuinely massively annoying for me. So let's start. Let's do a little. Should we do a little poll? Let's do a poll, shall we? I tell you what. Do you want... We'll do a usual poll, which doesn't really make any sense, but we're going to do it anyway. I'm going to ask you what kind of fixture you're looking for. I need to get to the actual menu where I can create polls. First of all, what kind of one are you looking for? Let's go. Let's poll. Start poll. What pie would you like? I will start off with... I'll tell you what, we can do a little tournament. We've got enough time. We've got enough time. So let's do the teams. So we have Port Vale. Let's change this to who would you like to face? Who would you like to face? Sky Sports have screwed my stomach over something fierce here. Middlesbrough. Let's get the options added. Newcastle, Liverpool. Right, we'll start with those. I will give that couple of minutes, let's say. There's a poll at the top: Port Vale, Middlesbrough, Newcastle, Liverpool. And we'll do a little tournament. There's a poll on the top, and we'll give it say 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then we'll go again with another one. If you're looking for a way to watch it, there are definitely ways you can do it. It's on Sky Sports. So any way you could watch Sky Sports, for example, there are places in the Discord you could see live Sky Sports. However, also I believe Sky Sports is going to be putting it on their YouTube channel, so we'll have a way to watch it there. We'll have a way to watch it there. Um, I fear the worst, Robbie. I do fear the worst. I can't lie to you. Um, it's an absolute bad times potentially, but listen, it's I said this in the stream, but in a cup competition, it's all about knockout football. It's all about the result and nothing else, right? So in a game against anyone, I expected the worst. For example, today I said 2-1. I said I thought both teams would score, but I thought it would be 2-1 to Arsenal. And when I asked about people's confidence predictions and that in the chat, listen, there was not a huge amount of confidence, and yet it happened. Singular games can go against anyone. Singular games can go against anyone. And actually, top teams kind of suit the way we play. So I agree with you, but we'll see what happens. In the poll, by the way, the top two teams percentage wise will go through to the final. To the final. This is their own quarterfinal. We'll do the other three in the next one, and the top two will go through from that, and then it will just be the final four. Or maybe, yeah, let's do that. Nah, do you know what? We'll do, yeah, we'll do top two. We'll do top two. We'll do top two. No, we'll do top one. We'll do top one. Two pointers. Two pointers. The top one will, which unsurprisingly, I don't think you'll be shocked by who's leading the poll currently. The top one will go through to a final against the second poll that we'll do momentarily. Will be away to Liverpool or the Barcodes. I'm a bit concerned about Newcastle. I will say, as much as as much as I just said that on a singular game I can beat anyone, it does feel very much like Newcastle's competition right now. They knocked out. Who did they knock out in the last round? Did they knock out someone big in the last round? Was it Manchester City? And then they've just beaten Manchester United. They're sort of on a little bit of a roll right now. It does kind of feel like Newcastle's to lose a little bit. Although having a look at the teams that are still in it, Chelsea are obviously still in it, Liverpool are still in it, and us. So there's not that I would include us on those levels, but we're massive, so it's great. There are obviously some big teams left in it, but Newcastle just feel like they've got it in the bag this season, and I don't know why. It just feels a little bit against them. So ideally, I would like to avoid number 7 at all costs. That would be nice. I'll touch on it briefly, Max. I personally wouldn't have booed. I understand people's tribalism when it comes to football. I personally wouldn't have booed. I don't see the point, but there you go. I would have applauded him when he came on, and then that's the end of it. If he applauded when he came off, applaud him when he goes off. But I don't see the point. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Football tribalism is football tribalism. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. I was there in the 90s. It was grim. I don't remember that. Thankfully, I'm not old enough to remember. I can't even remember us playing Port Vale ever. I don't really know much about Port Vale. I feel like Port Vale is the obvious answer, though, if we're being honest. I thought we'd get a result today because they didn't play their first team. Yeah, there's definitely some rotation. I think their front line. I had to listen to back while I was doing the thumbnails and setting all this up. I had the Arsenal Fan TV stream on in the background just because I wanted to get sort of an Arsenal perspective. And there was certainly, they were very disappointed by the defenders' performance because they pretty much had their strongest defense out. You just swapped Keywar out for someone, but outside of that, it was a pretty strong defense for them. Obviously, apart from Ramsdale, and although Ramsdale, Raya, that's a whole thing in itself. I thought their front line, which they didn't mention being disappointed in, I thought was pretty crap. They didn't penetrate enough, and that was where they had some heavy rotation. But honestly, even once they did bring on their big guns, they still didn't create much. We actually got better defensively as the game went on. I mean, we had the luxury of being 3-0 up by that point, but they're bringing on the likes of Saka and Martinelli, and it was slightly similar to us when we were bringing on the big guns the other game, and we were down, and they just couldn't find anything in there. So I think we deserved it. I think we put out a strong team, but we also absolutely swept them aside. There was no real concern for me at any point. And I had minor worries about late runners, but apart from that, I was really comfortable with it, which is a massive plus for us. It would be beautiful. We will be playing them around it again, just at the bottom of the screen there, the run-in. We will be playing them close enough to it. We'll be going away to them on the 28th. So, you know, it's close enough. Close enough. And also, thank you very much. Also, just to comment on what Gonzo said, check out MRJ, Michael Levy Jr., of course, playing live in Loughton soon. So make sure, if you haven't already, to get along to that. Michael's a good guy. But also, thank you. Yes, like the video. It helps us out massively because Jesus Christ, we're getting there. That's round one. I should have put round one in there. Let's end the poll. We'll go on to round two now because you can only put 4 options at once. And seeing as we've got time because they've delayed the flipping draw, they've delayed the draw, so that's annoying. But 5 minutes have gone on round one. We'll do round two now, where we'll see who will go up against Port Vale in the final of the draw. So Newcastle got 2%, Liverpool got 7%, Middlesbrough got 18%, and Port Vale got 71%. Interestingly, more people would rather face Newcastle rather face Liverpool than Newcastle, which is interesting. But in this cup competition, I would probably strongly agree. But let's do the other ones now. What are the other ones, Charlie? Is a good question that we should answer. Because I can't remember. Let me do that. Right. So, who would you like to face? Round two. Who are the remaining teams? Everton was one of them. That just got brought up, didn't it? So Everton, Chelsea are another, and then the last one was Fulham. Whoever wins this one will go up in the final against who the Hammers chat would like to face. There we go. Seems we have the time. Frankly, we have the time. The draw is supposedly going to be happening. What's his face just said 10:45, so in about 20 minutes time, which is very annoying because I have not eaten and I'm very hungry. So yeah, 10:45 is the time. Whereas I saw Mubama absence was strange. I thought, would he have got given the match though? He wouldn't have played. I didn't find it strange at all, because if I'm being honest about it, that's literally every single time. Whenever we have as many senior players fit, he drops out of the bench alongside Ben Johnson's the other one who drops out. They're the two who never ever make the bench if we have a full strength side, which is what we had tonight. You know, with the ever so slight rotation of 1 or 2 players. But plus, we're not really having too many injuries right now. So realistically, he was not going to make the bench. It's easy to read into it, I think, because of what we have learned over the last day or two. It's interesting to be like, oh, he's rejected the contract now. He's not made the bench. Realistically, I think the causation is the other way around. As much as it's easy to read into that, him not making the bench is why he has rejected the contract. Him not getting as much game time is why he's rejected the contract. That's all stuff that's going to play out over a longer period of time. No one accepts the first contract unless it's something stupid. I remember David Sullivan once saying that if in negotiations for transfers, if they accept your first offer, you've paid too much. Similarly, if they accept your first contract offer, there is an argument that says you've paid too much. So I think the reason he was not on the bench isn't because he rejected the contract. I think he is not happy with the contract because he's not on the bench constantly, because he's not getting game time constantly. And in a game like tonight, he wouldn't have played. It is what it is. We're going to win the League Cup. Listen, I'm here for it. Gonzo said it, like getting the taste for trophies. Gio said it earlier on a video, like winning the trophy and that. I'm here for it. Like, I feel like one thing I sort of learned, and I always, don't get me wrong, I always put a lot on the idea of winning any trophies, but it's such a good thing. Like that week after we won, especially, and even towards the beginning of the season and pre-season was going badly, even during then, I was like, do you know what? I don't care. We just want a trophy, man. The vibes are too strong right now. I don't really give a crap. And the idea of getting to feel that again, mate, top teams get it all the time. The idea of getting to feel that again is insane to me. Like, it's such an exciting prospect. The other thing I would say about winning the League Cup, as much as everyone puts it down in the same way that everyone put down the Europa Conference League before we got it, it's a route into Europe. And given how strong the Premier League is, and given how many teams there are at the top, including Newcastle now, who are in the top 7 conversation consistently now. I don't think there's a way we talk around it. I think there might be seasons where they drop off depending on how they progress over the next couple of years, but realistically they have to be considered a top 7 team. It can't be the top 6 anymore. It has to be the top 7. They're the richest club in the world. Places in Europe become scarcer and scarcer, and so actually pushing forward in the League Cup to win trophies like that is a huge positive, and I, for one, am strongly here for it. Strongly here for it. It wasn't a pretty sight on the channel, I will say that. I know a lot of people were heavily enjoying it, let's say, when the watch along was going on, and people were saying, "Oh, I've been watching Arsenal Fan TV there for a few minutes." And like I say, I like a lot of the people on Arsenal Fan TV personally. I think a lot of them are really good people. They weren't very happy. There was a lot of, well, we care more about the game at the weekend, blah 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 blah. A lot of that sort of stuff coming out. You know how it is. Fulham, says old man. Yeah, it'd be an interesting shout. I'm gonna be against Fulham. They won was it today their match? I think they won. Is Port Vale in Stoke? I've never actually known where Port Vale as a club are based, because obviously Port Vale was not a place. I might be wrong about that. But Port Vale aren't a place, are they? So the idea is like, the idea of them being named something is kind of wild, because they're not a place. So I've always wondered where it is. It's in Stoke. You hate to see it. I believe the way it works, and if someone is in chat knows differently, and feel free to correct me. I believe the way it works is that the semi-final is 2 legs, so the quarter-final is just the one, like simply. Our bell is available for the draw. I mean, they're there. If we want to go for it, they're there. I haven't seen. I've only just seen it. I don't know how long ago that was. The chat is very behind, Gonzo. But hello, you're right. Hope you're well. They're there if we need it, if we want it. Let's have a look. Right, so the second round, it's a lot closer. The second round, I will say this: after 5 minutes, it's a heck of a lot closer. Let's end it there. It's changing up until the last moment for me as it loads up. Chelsea got 19%, Everton got 34%, Fulham got 45%. Right, so let's get the final. Who would you like to face? I was going to put final round, but it makes it sound like I'm saying who would you like to face in the final. But, and because we have 4 options, we can do this. We have 4 options, we can do this. Fulham home, Fulham away, Port Vale home, Port Vale away. Big moment there. Who would you like to face? There we go. 4 options. Feel the rhythm, feel the vibes, etc. I feel like it's probably going to go the way it would. We all expect it to if we win. Yeah, again, I can't act like it's not deep in my head. It's not deep in my head. I'm pretty flipping confident that that's going to happen. Let's move these 2 around, shall we? Actually, do this. Then we can talk a little bit closer to chat. There we go. My back. I was going to say the rest of that rhyme, but I shall back out. I'll back out on that. But listen, again, if the people want it, the people want it. I'm not gonna. If the people call enough for it, then we'll call a poll. One of my Sky Sports streams have gone down. I should probably pull the YouTube one up anyway. Newcastle, and we stuff them, says Rob Bold. Like I was saying, I fear Newcastle at the moment. I can't lie. Newcastle in this tournament. In the Premier League, I wouldn't be too... for some reason, I'm more scared of them in the Carabao Cup than I am in the Premier League. I don't know why. Premier League, I'd be like, yeah, sure. That's fine. We'll take them. probably somewhat ignorantly, I'd just be like, yeah, we'll have him. We'll have a bit in Newcastle. Fine, that's chill. For some reason, in this specific scenario, I'm like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Right, let's put up this. Go back. Sorry. That's one. Okay, right, we've got that. We've got that open. Let's just see if this will work. Anyone except Newcastle and Liverpool. I don't think that's an unfair. Scampy, I don't think that's an unfair stance to take. I don't think that's an unfair stance to take. Yeah, they were still running through the highlights of the last time I saw, although again, my North Idaho TV network has let me down in that sense. But the last time I saw, they were still running through the Newcastle Manchester United highlights. And what's his face? Mark, whatever his name is, the presenter. I can't remember his name. Mark. I keep thinking Kermode, but that's the film guy. I don't remember his name, but it said 10:45, which is really, really annoying. Afternoon, Charlie from LA. Oh, Hammer Mold is out doing bits. I hope California is treating you well, sir. It's treating you well. Went to Port Vale away in the cup in the early 90s on Valentine's night. Lost 6-1. Took a kick in and girlfriend finished when I got back. Bad times, Monkey. Bad times. I know some people were discussing that match. I don't remember it. I don't remember it happening. I'm too young. I don't even remember the game. Like, it's not even one of those situations where I can even have, like, you know, when you have a false memory where someone tells you about something enough that you just remember it as if you were there. Don't even have that situation. I don't remember anything about it. Don't even remember anything about it. But I know there's a couple of people in chat who were equally reminiscing about the that one time we played Port Vale in the 90s. Didn't get to go to the game due to a cold, so I'm claiming some credit for tonight's win. Bro, I had the exact same. First of all, actually, before I say that, I had the exact same thing. Second of all, if you don't follow Breezy on Twitch, what you doing? My man is killing the Football Manager game right now. I've been watching. He's doing his West Ham save at the moment. Sorry, my nose is going mad. Doing West Ham save at the moment. Doing big things. Finished 4th first season, was it? Mubama getting game time, Kudua getting game time. If you're sitting here thinking, why doesn't Moyes play the youth? I tell you why. Because Breezy's out here stealing all the flipping game time from him. My man's doing bits, or just go in and feel the vibe as if it is David Moyes doing that. I would highly recommend checking out Mike over on Twitch. And subscribe on YouTube. Why not? Why not? He kills the best Football Manager person ever. But yeah, no, I've got a massive cough cold thing. I pulled a muscle or something in my back 2 seconds before, and I think that's somewhat what happened here. The draw's on Sky Sports. The draw's happening on Sky Sports. It will be live in hopefully the next 5 to 10 minutes. But you know, we'll be running through it live here as well, so check it out. No, but it is on Sky Sports, and I believe they're showing it on their YouTube channel. I believe. Whether or not that happens or not, I've got the thing open, so hopefully it'll happen. Declan Rice is still on the thumbnail. You hate to see it. In fact, the thumbnail has Bruno Fernandes, Declan Rice, and Trent Alexander-Arnold on it. That's gone well for them, hasn't it? That's gone swimmingly. 2 of those out. So in all of their faces. Still, it's bittersweet if you're going to win and Moyes may get a new contract. Listen, I understand the whole Moyes in, Moyes out stuff. I understand that whole thing. And look, I make videos about West Ham for money. Do you know what I mean? Like, ultimately, I get the vibe and the conversation that happens around that. One thing I will say, is if he's winning trophies, he can stay as long as he likes. There is nothing for me outside of that. It's like trophy. Once he stops winning trophies, then maybe we can have a conversation about it. But until he stops winning, like people calling for him to go after the Europa Conference League, and I fully understood the argument, and I thought there was actually a lot of merit to it, and I thought it was quite smart. But on a personal level, bro, we just want a trophy. He can stay as long as he wants, as long as we're winning trophies. Do you know what I mean? But you know. Thank you very much, Ross. Very kind of you to say, bro. Very kind of you to say. Surely someone called Breezy always has God. The only way you can find out is by following him on Twitch. Getting over there. Drop a sub, you know, Amazon Prime. Do you know what I mean? Free subs. Take that money from Jeff Bezos. Give it Breezy, bro. And find out. Ultimately. Would have liked to see Cornet get 15 minutes run out tonight. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I would like to. I said this on the watch along earlier. I'm kind of eternally optimistic about Cornet. Probably incorrectly, but I'm always like, oh man, Cornet's gonna come good. It's gonna happen. Like ultimately, as a squad player, it's always gonna be difficult for him to find time. And let's be honest, he's not gonna get in ahead of Paquetá playing on the left. He's not gonna get in ahead of Jared Bowen playing on the right. He's not gonna get in ahead of Kudos if he's playing on the right. There's always something inside of me that's like, it's gonna come good. It's gonna happen. I haven't seen any glimpses suggesting that since a long time ago at this point. When he first came back from his injury and he was getting game time here and there, I was like, "Ooh, there's something here. It's exciting." But as he got more game time, he got worse. So I haven't seen a long time for that. But you know, I'm gonna keep on it, and eventually maybe it'll happen. Just punched the microphone. I apologize if it was loud. It hurt my hand. I've just punched it. There we go. What can you do? I hope someone posts where I recorded the fan chants to Declan time. Post it. I suspect it will be all over Twitter. Give it time, and I suspect it will be once people get out of the stadium and get away from that hellhole of Wi-Fi and actually can post it. I suspect it will be everywhere. If we're being honest, man. As a Newcastle fan, I hope we see you in the final. Let's show these so-called top six. They no longer the big boys. Steve, as a West Ham fan, I hope we don't meet you in the tournament at all. Because I'll be honest with you, you're the team I fear the most. Like if we have to face Newcastle, final is probably the time to do it. But like I was saying, I don't know if you heard earlier on, Newcastle the scariest team to me. I would rather face Chelsea and Liverpool probably heading. Well, maybe not Liverpool close, but Chelsea. I'd rather face Newcastle. Would not want that. Don't need that in my life. No, no, sir. I think Newcastle, ignoring West Ham's part of it, I think this is Newcastle's tournament to lose currently. Yeah, I think that's Newcastle's tournament to lose currently. I was hoping to see Cornet to the squad members have to play, or what's the point? That's kind of how I feel about it as well. If I'm being honest about it, I think there's a strong argument to say when players like Cornet come on and they don't do super well, if they're not getting game time, then they're never going to be able to get into the flow of matches more. And so I feel like in those sort of situations, it's just nice to get him on and get him game time and get him again into the flow of playing football, because otherwise they're going to have to come on super cold, and that's never a positive thing realistically. Which is why Kara coming on, as much as I didn't really think we needed the formation change and probably would have kept it the same and all this other stuff, just getting him that game time is beneficial. I would also like to update everyone that my Spotify shuffle has just brought on Waka Waka It's Time for Africa, so we're having a great evening right now. What a song. What I've said rightly every time. No, nearly every time. Caught offside rightly nearly every time. We need an N in there, Ironix. We need an N in there. Outside of that, absolute barnstormer. Absolute screamer. Caught offside rightly nearly every time, maybe something like that. I don't know. What was it? Screamer otherwise. Could have the new pirate? I don't Mitchell, my guy. No one ever recognizes it. Mitchell, I'll come back to this. He's certainly incredibly capable of magic. I think that's the one. I think I was getting. There was something about Kudus' performance tonight that was beneficial, and we had mentioned it in the watch along. Someone, I can't remember who it was in the watch along, as had compared him to when Paquetá first joined last season, and there was times where he was slowly sort of getting into the flow of the game, like it wasn't quite happening yet. And I think for me, that's sort of where we're at with Kudos, right? He's not there 100% now, but you can see the glimpses of magic that he will grow into to get there. And once he's there, that will happen more consistently. There were times where he was taking a little bit of a heavy touch. He was taking a little, like the touches were a little bit laboured, like he felt like he was going to have more time and space on the ball. But as he speeds up and gets more into the game in the Premier League, I think he's going to be so good for us. And I said this on the stream, I don't think he meant the touch, but I have decided that I no longer can admit that. And it was a beautiful first touch. The ball from Aged, by the way, will get lost in the conversation of Kudus scoring a banger. The ball from Aged was incredible. The finish through the legs, like it's really exciting to see a player like that coming through. And like the more game time he gets, the more he grows into it, the more we have this guy who's just going to start creating these moments. He's going to have times where he's going to be the most frustrating player in the world to watch, but he's capable of creating magic like he did tonight. And I was ecstatic to see it. Ecstatic. If you're looking for ways to watch it, it's going to be live. Or if you're wondering where the cup draw is happening, they moved it back to 10:45, which is now. So it should be starting any minute soon. Any minute soon. I just want to just for my own. I apologise to everyone who doesn't know what this is. Yes, Mitchell, it is an Aussie Open shirt. Thank you very much for noticing. It's very exciting to me when someone notices. It's very rare that anyone notices, and the fact you did, you're my kind of guy. Shout out Mark Davis. Shout out Carl Fletcher. They are the boys. I bought this from their Big Cartel or whatever that website's called many years ago when they were UK independent people. I love them dearly. Again, seeing them at Wembley a couple of months ago was wild. Anyway, if you don't know, these are the teams left in the competition, running along the bottom of the screen currently, alongside the numbers of which their ball will be in the draw coming up for the quarterfinals in hopefully just a few minutes' time. Those teams left are in numerical order: Middlesbrough with a number 1, Port Vale in ball 2, ball 3 is Liverpool. Ball 4 is Chelsea. Ball 5 is Everton. Ball 6 is Fulham. Ball 7 is Newcastle United. And ball 8 is West Ham United. Those games are scheduled to take place over the week commencing the 18th of December. What that means for our running is this: we have Freiburg at home on the 14th, we have Wolves at home on the 17th, we have the EFL Cup quarter-finals in between that and the 23rd of December, where we'll face Manchester United at home, and then on the 28th of December we'll face Arsenal away. So quite a tight turnaround, a difficult run of fixtures, but ultimately it's a one-off game. One-off games can mean anything in that sense. You go up against it, you sacrifice a little bit here and there, and then all of a sudden you're in a semi-finals. All of a sudden you're in a semi-finals, and wouldn't that be an incredible thing to see? Potentially, who knows? Who knows? Maybe that's what's going on. Is that the method at all times? Is that the method at all times? Let's have a look at the. Let's have a look at this. Actually, let's have a look at the poll. We did a little tournament asking who you would like to face. We did several rounds to get to the point where the final was against Fulham and Port Vale, with the two teams going head to head, home and away, to see who you would want to face the most. The poll has now ended. Fulham away was bottom, 4%. Port Vale away second bottom, or third I should say, 7%. Fulham at home 16%. But the team that Hammers Chat would most like to face, unsurprisingly, Port Vale at home, 71%. 71%. Thank you very much. Australian Worm, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Very kind of you, sir. Or madam, I don't actually know, but very kind of you, have we? Like the video and all that, it helps us out a huge amount. Can we get to 300 likes? Unlikely, but screw it, let's say it. Can we get to 300 likes? Let's go wild. There are over 700 of you watching right now, so let's see what happens. The draw will be coming up in just a few moments' time. I'm waiting for it to appear on my screen. Sky Sports, they have to talk about how Manchester United have lost some more first, before getting to the, what it actually means for everyone else in the world, before we can watch it. Stress. We're just best. Save the best till last, right? That's how it works. Alvarez was decent tonight. Yeah, I thought he was as well. There was one moment, I mentioned it. You might have, I think you might, were you not watching Robbie? You might have been, but there was one moment where he almost went for Rice. And I like Declan Rice. I don't have a bad word to say about Declan Rice. I don't feel any negative opinions. If I was at the game, I would have applauded him when he came on and then left it at that. I don't love him. I don't hate him. I have no negative opinions. But as someone who loves an unnecessarily rash challenge, there was a moment where he went steaming towards Declan Rice, and part of me did go, "God, do it." He didn't. He stayed very calm. And in a performance where he's playing probably partly because of the fact that he has a suspension, we take it. Starlights, thank you very much. Very kind of you to say. There's many others out there, and I never shoot shots at anyone. I think everyone does a great job, and you should all go and watch them all, support them all, and do everything to support them, like their videos, subscribe, all that good stuff. But we take the compliment. Would love if this draw started at some point. That would be very, very exciting. The draw is meant to be now. Username OJ. The draw is meant to be now. I suspect they're in an ad break or something. I don't know, but the draw is meant to be happening now after the Newcastle Man United talking has happened. The fact it's not happened yet, very annoying to me. I also really need to pee at this point. The problems for Charlie are mounting. I'm hungry. I need to pee, and the draw's not. There's just stress. I don't know where it's taking place. I would love it to just get. I would like. I don't. They could do the draw and then go back to the flipping discussion if they really wanted to. It's very annoying that they aren't. But yeah, where I don't know. Don't know. Do you remember that year where they were like, did you have COVID? I can't be. Where they were just doing it in random places. Didn't they do it in like a Morrison's or something once? I feel like a couple of years ago there was a year where they were like trying to make it more like the tournament of the people, so they did it in just random places like that. I'm sure there was. I think it was Morrison's or something like that. I agree with the chat. I would prefer Port Vale at home. Easiest team always. Easiest team always in the domestic competitions is my stance. Easiest team and at home always. I wouldn't mind a Port Vale away. Out of all the ones there, I wouldn't mind a Port Vale away. Outside of that, I wouldn't want to go away to any of the other clubs. Port Vale just for the vibes. Be nice to go. So I always love going to random grounds like that. So I would love a Port Vale away, but Port Vale at home is the one. Is the one. Whether or not actually happens or not, we'll see. We'll see. As Dean subsequently said, supposed to be 10:45. It's now 10:51. All I have to do is just pick out a bunch of balls out of my. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. You get a bowl. I could have done it myself already. I started looking around. I have nothing that could simulate it, but I could have done it myself already. Like, it doesn't take long. EFL, the Football League, Carabao, whoever it is who's in charge of this, right? Hit your boy up. I'll get it done. I could do it on TikTok. It'll take 30 seconds. You know? Switch quickly. No stress. You know? Just get up on those like wheels. Get a wheel. Just spin it. That one versus that one. Just get it done. No, why are we waiting? Anyway. Best draw ever was the drunk Roger. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. As my boy Danny shows, West Ham, although that is the old badge, I appreciate. That does say how much chat though, and has the new badge in it, and it's a West Ham badge. Although I'm wearing green, so I understand why people would be confused by that. But you know, so I will be probably ever so slightly behind you. It's probably after this ad break. I'm seeing some people saying draw on the way. Here we go, stuff like that. So I suspect we're about to happen. Wheel of Fortune style. Yeah, let's get a huge wheel that's like on its side and then one of those ones. That'd be sick. I'm here for that. I'm here. I'm so here for that. Just something that's quicker than this, because this is what's going to happen as well. We're going to cut to some random location, right? We're going to have a presenter who's trying their best. We're going to have two random ex-footballers, right? A lot of the time, this is a quarterfinal, so maybe they'll go a bit more prestige. But usually it's some random footballers that you go, oh, that's what they look like now. And then they'll spend like a couple of minutes having a little conversation about what it means to play in the quarterfinals of the EFL Cup. Like it'll be someone who did really well in the EFL Cup quarterfinals once or something like that. And we'll have to go through this, the whole palaver, just to get to the point where they pull out a ball and go, oh, look, West Ham are away to Liverpool. Great. It's like, please. I know we could talk about food. We could do all this stuff. I guarantee, right? I guarantee I could have a deep and nuanced conversation about any type of food you want and still get the draw done quicker at the same time. I can almost guarantee you that. I can almost guarantee you that. Do you know what I mean? Just long. We're getting Liverpool away. Yeah, too late. They have to go to bed. We can't see below your desk. Just pee in the trash bin. I don't have a trash bin next to my desk. Otherwise, I'm not saying I would. I'm saying it's possible. It's going to be Liverpool via intervention. Bro, like the people are calling Liverpool away, and it's going to happen. The only way to save this draw, Angelica Bell presenting it. The only way to save it. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? They probably thought Man U would still be in it. Well, apparently they did, because the thumbnail has has Bruno Fernandes and Declan Rice on it. So they got to change the balls now somehow. The little things is, oh, they don't do the opening. That's the other one. That's the other one. I prefer the opening. The opening has like a sense of drama to it. I like that when we do the Europa ones, and they have the little balls, and then they like a Kinder egg, and then there's like a little thing inside that says West Ham United open brackets ENG close brackets. I'm here for that. That's the one I like. I like that one. You know, none of this numbers nonsense. You know, what am I, an accountant? Not interested. Not interested. Again, a way I would accept it. a way I would accept it. If there was just an angry Roy Keane to whoever he does the most damage to, I say he gets drawn against or something like that. I don't know, but I'd be here for that. Do you know what? I haven't actually listened to any of the podcasts or watched the full thing, but I get served like the YouTube shorts or the TikToks of it quite frequently, and I do quite like it. I do quite like those three as a combo. I think they really work well together. Vales fan pulled us out of a broken windscreen. Hilarious thing was that what the hell? What is going? What is going? Monkey Harris is in the 90s is just having a wild time, just having a crazy time. I can't say I've ever had an exciting time like that at a football match. Well, I did once stop Gio and Young Tom. If you're a long-term Hammers Chat subscriber, you'll know Long Tom. And if you watch him on E27 TV, you'll know Young Tom. I did once stop a drunk Gio and Young Tom having a fight with rollerbladers in Stratford after a match once, when they were both very drunk. That's about the most excited ever. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still waiting on this draw, by the way. It's now 57. I don't know what I don't know what. Don't get me started, Steve. Although at this point, bun, burger, cheese, lettuce, bun is the ultimate thing. If you're adding in other ones, you're wanting to put it. In my opinion, if you're adding in other things, it has to go on top of the lettuce between the bun. But that's the ultimate construction levels. At this point, I'll carry on. I do love a bit of Micah. Micah is great. Micah is really, really good. He does really good stuff on. I get the CBS ones a lot as well. I get the CBS ones a lot, and he's really good on that as well. It hurts a lot, but thankfully the paracetamol has dulled the pain quite a lot, so I can move ever so slightly, but I can feel like it a bit off. How close are we, by the way? I said 300 as a joke earlier. We're at 214. 300 is a legit possibility before the straw starts at this point. You know, there's over 900 people here right now. If every single person liked this video right now, maybe the draw would start. Are we getting that desperate? Maybe. Maybe. I have. That's all I've been able to see. That's all I've been able to see. They're just showing it non-stop. Would love to see anything else, but there you go. What can you do? Yeah, it's not gone well for them, has it? It's not gone well for them. They should do what I do. Usually when we think about the draws ahead of time, I make the thumbnail and then I make versions with the different teams just in case. So we're covered whatever happens. Did not do that, did they? Did not do that. Did not do that. Yeah, well, and young Tom, who's from Yorkshire. He'll say don't listen to him. He'll say he's from the south. He'll say he's from Essex. He's not. He's from Yorkshire. But you know, that's what he's thinking. It's just not live though, is it? It's just not live. Should we go to let's go to their website. Does the website have like a stream on it? Is that ahead somehow? Is that a thing we can see? Yeah, go on, Sky Sports. I'll accept your terms. Just show me the thing. How do I see the thing? Just show me the live. If I click there, will it happen? Why am I seeing stuff about ownerships? I'm not interested. Is Fabianski worth starting the league now? Personally, I would say the thing is, it's a beautiful situation we're in because we have two first-choice goalkeepers, in my opinion, which is really useful. It means that we can sort of do whichever we would like. It means that we can have a situation in which we play Fabianski or we play Areola. But for me personally, I think I think Areola's fine. I think Fabianski is the cup goalkeeper at this point. I would suspect that when we go into Europe, when we play a European game again, you'll see Fabianski start once more again in Europe. I suspect that will be true. But in the league, I think it will continue to be Areola. I wouldn't mind being wrong, but yeah. See, I don't like tomato though. That's my problem. I don't like the texture of tomatoes. Never been a tomato guy. I like the taste of tomatoes, like ketchup and tomato sauces and all that sort of stuff. But the texture of tomato, not for me. So I would never put it in a burger. I would never put it in a burger. It did work earlier, to be fair. It did work earlier. Earlier on, the likes on the, oh my god, last time I clicked on it, it's gone up by 100. We're at 315. I'm dying. Hang on. We have to go up to 315. But yeah, my god. Anyone who clicked on, imagine if someone didn't see this live, right? And then clicked on this video and gone, oh, I'll just click on that to find out who we drew. And then saw how long this stream was. Imagine the stress. Imagine the stress. I can't. It's just, we could try it. We could try it at the tower. Should we craft a tweet? Should we tweet it at him now? Should we just try and get in touch? I'll just start ringing people. Let's ring the police. I'll just start ringing people and see what happens. I'm not, just to be clear, do not ring the police, and I'm not gonna bring the police. But I could get some sort of, get a tweet going or something. Just be like, oi, get a shift on. The live channel Sky Sports is very angry, by the way. It's very, very angry. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. My guy knows. It does. It's always slightly late, but not this late. This is insane. This is insane by comparison. They were all saying to me, flipping, all the websites were saying 10:15. And then I'd start the stream at like 10:12, and I was like, oh, I've been a bit late. Oh, well, we'll just get it done. And then flipping after. I've never tried them. I suspect it depends on which one I would have. I suspect potentially. Warming the balls up. At least ask them when you're out. Yeah, that helps. Thank you. Draw is starting. Arthur's gone in all caps. Draw is starting. Was the threat of the tweet enough? It's still, the worst thing is I know their flipping online version is going to somehow be behind on television because stress. We have action on YouTube. I don't have action on YouTube. Where's my YouTube action? Where's my YouTube action? Just get me that live chat, by the way. I don't need that live. Just in case you have just joined, the draw will be starting in any moment now. I can now actually see stuff happening, so we will be going live to the draw in just a couple of seconds' time. We are now live at Old Trafford for it. Just in case you don't know the numbers, they are rolling across the bottom of your screen now. West Ham are in course number 8. Middlesbrough are number 1. Port Vale number 2. Liverpool number 3. Chelsea number 4. Everton number 5. Fulham number 6. Newcastle number 7. And West Ham are the all-important number 8. Those ties are due to be played over the week commencing the 18th of December. That means our run-up looks like this. The 14th, Freiburg at home. The 17th, Wolves at home. Then the EFL quarter final. Then the 23rd at home, Man United. And then the 28th, we are away to Arsenal. The draw is starting. Draw number 1, ball out. Number 5 is the first one, which is Everton. Everton are the first ball out at home. Not 8. 6. 6. Everton versus Fulham. Not the worst thing in the world for Everton. Everton versus Fulham. Chelsea, the next one out. Chelsea, number 4, will be at home versus 7. Newcastle. So Newcastle versus Chelsea. They've beaten Man United. They've beaten Man City. Number 2 is Port Vale. Come on, 8. Come on, number 8. Come on, number 8. Give me a number 8. Port Vale away, I would take. Middlesbrough. Although, that does mean if we get through this round, another decent draw is left in this competition, but it's starting to look like a negative time for us. Liverpool versus, for confirmation, everybody in chat called it. Liverpool versus West Ham. Away as well. That's so stressed. Everton versus Fulham. Chelsea versus Newcastle. Port Vale versus Middlesbrough. And Liverpool versus West Ham. Positively, if we get through this, we could face either Middlesbrough or Port Vale in a semi-final. Which would be massive. The bigger problem is we've drawn Liverpool. Christ's sake. All that time. The worst part is, it took so long to get there, and every single person in chat called exactly what it was half an hour ago. What likes we on? We're at 333. We've done quite well, actually. We'll take that. We'll take that happily. Oh my god. Well, before we move on, I'll say this. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We do watch-alongs all the time over here for draws, but actual games as well. For example, this weekend, we will be live for the Brentford match. So hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, because I'm sure we'll be doing videos all throughout the week leading up to the match as well, talking about everything, as well as this Liverpool match in the middle of everything else. And like the video, because it helps us out massively. Like any video you see on YouTube, because it helps the career out massively. EFL, we'll do Liverpool here. Liverpool EFL quarterfinal. So, in case you weren't around for what that means for the run-in, that means on the 14th of December, we'll be facing Freiburg at home. On the 17th of December, we'll be facing Wolves at home. We will then face Liverpool in the EFL Cup quarter-finals before facing Manchester United on the 28th at home, and then Arsenal on the 28th away. Not a lot of moving about, which is nice. A lot of staying in London, however, a frustrating run-in, and certainly not a useful one. Just in case you want to know the rest of the draw, it was Everton at home against Fulham, Chelsea at home against Newcastle, Port Vale at home against Middlesbrough, and Liverpool versus West Ham. That is the draw. Liverpool versus West Ham. How long was that? How long did that take them? Let's just scroll back now. They've clicked off it again. That took about 4 minutes for them to do. It took half an hour for them to set up for 4 minutes of work. There you go. Well, on the positive side, ladies and gentlemen, we did beat Arsenal 3-1. It was a beautiful review. If you want to go check out Gonzo's review, that's live on this very channel. It will appear on your screen in a minute if you're watching this after the fact and not live for some reason. Thank you. I appreciate it. But there we go. It will be live. It will be on the thing in a minute. Otherwise, just click on the channel, go through to that. In fact, I'll find the link for it. Bro, you almost could have predicted it. And by you could have, I mean, you did predict it. Isn't that just insane? Over half an hour ago, Christmas is cancelled. It's all over. Like I say, Gonzo did do his live match review on the channel just a few years ago. It feels like at this point, which I'll spam the link to in the live chat. Go check that out if you haven't already, to re-raise the mood of not having to remember next Liverpool. Otherwise, thank you for joining us. Massively appreciate you all. We'll be live for the Brentford game this weekend, alongside the Liverpool match when it eventually happens in December, and everything in between. So subscribe, notification bell, hit that, and like the video because it helps us out massively. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. We've been screwed over once more. Liverpool away. Enjoy the rest of your evening. See you later, everyone. Bye. Bye.